Have you ever wondered why we pray? If God already knows our needs, if the divine is already guiding every moment, what is the purpose of prayer? Many people approach prayer as a request. We ask for health, protection, success, peace, or relief from suffering. There is nothing unusual about this. It is often the first way the human heart reaches toward the divine. Anandamayi offers a perspective that is both compassionate and transformative. She says, "Good, for to pray means turning one's thoughts to God." There are various kinds of prayers. At first, man prays for material things like wealth, health, family, position, etc. On that level, if he did not pray for these and similar boons, he would not remember God at all. To be reminded of him, no matter from what motive, is beneficial. Notice the wisdom in these words. She does not criticize the beginner. She does not condemn worldly prayer. Instead, she reminds us that every sincere remembrance of God plants a seed that may one day blossom into spiritual awakening. But the journey does not end there. As love for the divine deepens, something extraordinary begins to happen. The heart no longer longs merely for blessings. It longs for the presence itself. As Anandamayi explains, then there is a stage, especially in the line of bhakti, when prayer spontaneously flows from one's heart. One yearns and pines for God and cannot help praying, "I cannot bear to be without thee, reveal thyself. When wilt thou bless me with thy vision?" It is like a fever that cannot be allayed by anything but union with him. This is no longer the prayer of acquisition. It is the cry of the soul returning to its source. The ego still speaks, but now it seeks only its own disappearance. That is why she continues. The first type of prayer is of the ego. The second is still of the ego, but of the ego that is about to disintegrate. When its prayer is fulfilled, there will be no other prayer. Then comes an even deeper surrender. The seeker no longer asks God to fulfill personal desires. Instead, life itself becomes an offering. Listen carefully to these words. There is another state when one prays. "Do what thou wilt with me. I am a tool in thy hand. Only vouchsafe me the strength to endure whatever thou mayst require of me." At this stage, trust replaces fear. The need to control begins to dissolve. The heart discovers a profound peace in allowing the divine will to unfold naturally. And finally, Anandamayi reveals the culmination of prayer. There is a further state when one does not pray at all. One feels, God does all that is necessary, so for what am I to pray? Then, in the firm belief that he provides for all the needs of his creatures, one becomes free from worry and remains absorbed in deep meditation. Perhaps this is the true purpose of prayer, not to persuade God, but to transform ourselves, not to change the divine will, but to awaken from the illusion that we are separate from it. Prayer begins with asking, it matures into longing, it flowers into surrender, and finally, it disappears into silence. For in that silence, nothing remains but God.